Welcome to the channel, Jaden Chase. Now, initially, when law enforcement discovered Anika Slickianna Townsend's body, there was a cord around her neck, but law enforcement did not know if that was indeed what was used to take the life of Slickianna. Now that the autopsy report has confirmed that her death was because of strangulation, law enforcement is stating that they have stronger evidence now to use while questioning Rushane Patterson, who they believe is still the prime suspect in the death of Anika Slickianna Townsend. Now, this is not the only bad news for Patterson, as since his arrest, other women have stepped forward, and this is an ex-girlfriend of Rushane Patterson. Now, his ex-girlfriend detailed the situation, saying that she met with him at a gas station in the Duane Park area. She said while in his vehicle, he showed her a photo of her and her current boyfriend and became angry and violent and demanded to know how many times she and her new partner had had intercourse. This is some strange question. She then stated that he accused her of being an informer for the police. What kind of activity is Rushane Patterson involved in? Make women accuse him ex-girlfriend of being an informer. Law enforcement might need to look into that too. What him believe she did know and that share with law enforcement. Now she's stating that after threats and physical harm, Patterson threatened to take her life and have her body disposed. He then demanded she withdraw her money from an ATM and give it to him. Now, of course, in fear for her life, she followed Patterson's demands. Now, in 2014, as details from that case has now been disclosed, it was a case of sexual assault and also murder, where it is alleged that the woman's throat was slashed after the assault, leaving her to die. The victim, however, later survived. This is how them know say Patterson. The victim survived. Her partner, however, who was with her at the time of the abduction, jumped from the trunk of the moving vehicle which Patterson allegedly drove. And that is how her partner's life was lost. Now, the case was dismissed in 2017 after the victim did not turn up for court. But it not stop there, so. Law enforcement is stating that Rushane Patterson is also said to be in court for another sexual assault matter that is ongoing in Westmoreland. I wonder if you realize what law enforcement has said about this individual. Multiple case against women. Multiple type of assaults. Know that the details of those situations have been made public. The people are saying no, then it's clear. And this is why law enforcement is probably looking at Rushane, even though him claims say him have information on other individuals who could be a suspect. They must have based upon the file where them have from Patterson. Them know this is a person who is capable of these types of actions. And think about it. If Patterson used a card for take Anika Slickianna Townsend's life, that's a gruesome crime. For use your bare hands and take somebody's life, that is a wicked, gruesome act. Then you have to think about the case where him take away a man, animal man, put the man in the trunk, and then had his way with the man's woman, and then slash her throat, leaving her for dead. Thinking say, yeah, should have bleed out. But no, by the blessings, she survived. And that is how them know say Patterson was involved. The case was ongoing. But we don't know for a reason, fear of her life or what took place. The victim did not show up for court. And that is how the case was dismissed. It's not that he was found innocent. And we have to point out he wasn't found guilty either. Just to point it out. But remember, this woman seen a man jump out of the trunk and lose him life. And clearly, They must say a Patterson take them away. And clearly, in the plan to take them life. Because if him cut the woman throat, we can assume say the same thing that got to the man. The people want to know what the explanation we have for this. With the text messages they we have for proof say these cases never happen. Wagwan na Westmoreland. The same type of case in a Westmoreland. Is it based on the fact say this is the man who do this multiple times allegedly. And the fact say in the open or empty promises. Let's say empty promises. Saying they're gonna turn himself in. There's a strong possibility that this was an individual when they start go around and terrorize the country. Law enforcement was definitely right in tracking down this individual and capturing him. Now take no talk from nobody about them are gonna turn themselves in. Now when you have this type of information in your possession, remember, law enforcement not just discover this. One of the cases ongoing in Westmoreland, him name na the system on that. So while him decide say him gonna turn himself in, that take days, that take weeks. By the next time him did for show up a court and never show up, a bench warrant would have been issued for him. This man take away my ex-girlfriend, assault her and take away her money. This man abduct a woman, slash her throat, leave her for dead, her husband, and man jump from the trunk and lose him life. Yeah, tell me say. Law enforcement have to try apprehend this individual. Them couldn't wait upon him for just turn up. I will see him bring a case. I must state that law enforcement assaulted him. This same story is also being used to cover the fact that there is no information for law enforcement. If the same have information, it could have helped the case, help even defense. When the lawyer show up feet, him tell the lawyer say something go on and the phone mash up and I say him not have no information. Some say him never have no information. Then all your lawyer for show up. You know no information to give your attorney to defend you. It sounds strange after your boss on the media say you have the info. Some people say who was helping Patterson to evade the law during his time on the run. Remember, he was staying at a guest house. But doubt with his name and his face being all across social media, him using credit card or him card and book a room there. But doubt that it happened. Somebody else that book the room for him. Think about it. However, at that moment he was still a person of interest. The law had not upgraded him to a fugitive. So even though as somebody did do that, I don't think the law look for nobody as, somebody would have aid him while being on the run. Because technically, he wasn't wanted. He was indeed a person of interest though. Anyway, law enforcement did find him and would have to go to a station. Remember, it's not a bag grab. And a smartphone lost. And a pig missing from pig pen. Somebody's life was taken. And for him saying, it's somebody we know and care about. Some people say the actions are off. Some say, where's the remorse? Talk to me, tell me what you think. Do you feel like based on the actions of Patterson alone, him know something? Some would go as far as to say him guilty. Of course, we still go wait upon the officers for them investigation. This is the matter. For Patterson to be found guilty, this matter for reach a court. Now, for real charges be brought against him and for the matter proceed in court, them need enough evidence to get to the prosecutor. At this right there. Truth be told, them are going to need the evidence or a confession from Patterson for bring that to the DPP so she can decide, say, all right, them have enough to move forward in the case. And with this being a high profile case, law enforcement make sure so them cross all the T's, dot all the I's. Attorneys already I say them question Patterson without her being present. Something they have denied. Them already have said them carry Patterson back to the guest house without his attorneys being there. Something which law enforcement again denies. So you already, she said law enforcement have to be careful. not to jeopardize the case. So them at them time, them a follow up all the leads. Them still a say Patterson are the main suspect. Them not see nobody else as a main suspect right now, but they are still just classifying him as a person of interest until them get film statement and hear what him have to say. Of course, depending upon what him say, I know that question and answering session go, then we'll see where go from there. As we say, him already have a case at Westmoreland. Him ex-girlfriend bring a case against him now, and it was the victim who did not show up at court, why the other case was dismissed. Talk to me in the comment section. Until the reason again, live, love, and prosper, and of course, stay tuned.